Hi, my name is Michael J. Park. I'm from James Loudspeaker as a head of engineer. We are the James Loudspeakers, been in the industry for quite a long time. We have started out our company as a custom installation integrated businesses even back in 1972. And since then, the company has grown to the point where we have to design and develop our own product to do most of the very hard and finicky installations that we have to face. So since then, we have developed to a much bigger manufacturing company. So we have decided to actually go into manufacturing a custom integrated speaker system for a whole bunch of opportunity for the dealers and throughout the world at that point. So we have the James Loudspeakers is located at California in Napa, about an hour north of San Francisco. And we do manufacture, not only manufacture speakers, we actually develop and design our own drivers. And as you will see, some of the drivers we are introducing today. We have beryllium copper oxide tweeters. It's our proprietary development. It's not something that you buy from someone else's. And also a 6.5-inch inverted dome, convex dome mid-range devices. It's a really interesting device, and you will see why, because it is very low profile, and the diaphragm material is a aluminum diaphragm with the Xantho print material. It is a very, very unique driver in anywhere, as a matter of fact, because nobody else has them. So anyway, what I like to do is I like to go over some of the product that we are introducing in ISC show 2009. So let's start from there. As you can see, this is Grand Orchestral, our latest and greatest, one of a kind, anywhere in the world. This is our first introduction in Europe. We have not actually introduced this product in USA as of yet. It's a great opportunity for me to introduce the product in Europe. So let me describe a little bit of a product, what's involved with this system. As you can see, there is really interesting. Tweeter section has a quad tweeters. And this quad tweeter is beveled at 22.5 degrees, and they're offshoot to each other. What it does, what's the reason? First off, in order to create a high SPL devices such as this system puts out 102 dB at 2.83 volt. It's a very efficient, very efficient consumer product. What's the purpose of a high SPL? First off, it'll lower the distortion at lower level, even at high level, because the system is already in high sensitive product. So anyway, you can literally run this thing with a 7-watt tube amplifier, and it'll perform like a 100-watt solid state amplifier. That's that efficient. So going back to tweeter. This tweeter has 4 in order to get that SPL out of the whole system. And this beryllium copper oxide has a striking high frequency feature, such as it actually produces up to 40 kilohertz. Reason why human ear can only hear up to, say, 1720K, but what's the big deal with the 40 kilohertz? It reduces subharmonic distortion on a very high frequency. And that's one of the reasons. If you want a nice and smooth high frequency sound, and that's what you have to look for. And that's exactly what we did. We have 40 kilohertz bandwidth of a tweeter. This tweeter is now crossed over at 2.2 kilohertz with a 6.5-inch dome mid-range devices. This 6.5 dome mid-range device is coupled at one point of the crossover, and then this 2 other 6.5-inch driver is coupled at another frequency. in other words, this driver would or in certain cases, they take some of the energies out. It's a simple way of putting it, and they might go into in and out of phase in certain occasions. So this frequency has to be set at a certain frequency before this driver sees the other one. So it's really actually very complicated crossover, and this woofer sees that driver, and that woofer sees this driver. So going back, it is really, really complicated sound system, and it always the case with the line array speaker system design. However, I think I mastered the problem of summing and out of phase issues and a group delaying and signal transpire. So it is quite a feast development on my part. I am the actually person who designed this product. So if you have any question regarding the product, you can check into a www.jamesloudspeaker. And I would like to introduce one more product before I finish this thing. Is the supplement of this. This is full range devices. This system goes down to 50 hertz, and there's a purposely done that, and that is purposely done that because I would like this to be a true full range device minus the subwoofer. The mid-range characteristic, the high frequency characteristic, all comes from the front end. The subwoofer has to be a really true subwoofer per se, or it is. I'm going to show you, I'd like to introduce our solution-based subwoofer. It's not a freestanding subwoofer. It is a hideaway subwoofer. You can literally hide this subwoofer in the next room, closet, attic, basement, can go anywhere except in the room. So let me introduce that subwoofer quickly. This funny looking subwoofer has a flexible tube with an exhaust port output, as you can see it, and this is the low frequency bass output devices. This flex tube will be able to make you rotate and work with your installation bases. That'll give you a much better occasion where you can actually bend this thing to 90 degrees, and if you need to install in this format. This subwoofer has a 15-inch very high excursion device. This subwoofer will go down to 18 hertz flat, 6 dB down at 15 hertz. So if you have the software that it can play down to 15 hertz, this is the right subwoofer. You don't have to look at them. It is gone, not in the sound room or your theater room. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.